He's a cold-hearted snake. Look into his eyes. Uh-oh, he's telling lies now. That's right. Today we are deep diving into the one and only Grant Cardone. Oh my goodness, news flash. We have somebody here that is disconnected from his reality. We have a high level of metal that I have never seen before in anyone's aura. Hi. My name is Taoist Master San Quinn, and guess what? That's what we do here. That's my area of excellence, energy, frequency, and vibration, and we are getting into the deep dive of Grant Cardone. So, let's start off with the aura. The aura is high metal, very silver, almost platinum in color, which is an instant indicator of his complete disconnection with his emotions, with the planet Earth, and quite frankly, with anything and everything around him, i.e. the universe. So we have someone who is masking a tremendous amount of pain and sadness and loss. So this is a direct indicator of really an absence of reality. Moving right along to his halo. His halo is black in color, which, newsflash, it ain't good. So we have somebody who has a halo completely disconnected from his spiritual self, and of course in turn planet Earth, which is very important to have you, the human being, and the Earth and the universe connected at once for you to get the most out of your human being experience. So let's move right along to the first element or organ, being spleen. Wow, just imagine this. Rewind back to Scarface, 1984. And Tony Montana has just taken some of Colombia's most quality product. Imagine that, living in that sense of anxiety and stress on a daily basis where you're paranoid about anything and everything that you do. This would be an example of where this person is on his own journey and how he perceives his reality, which is never good. Very disconnected from the earth and highly anxious and very, very stressed out. Now, moving right along to the next element, an organ, kidneys, and the element which is a water. Surprisingly enough, when looking at this particular energy, he has quite a very strong constitution, regardless of all the other myriad of things that he is contending with, being disconnected. His constitution is quite strong, impressive in of itself. Physicality wise, spirituality, that's a completely different ball game. But yes, he has a very strong constitution and is able to sustain a tremendous amount of discomfort, and his ability to, what's the old expression, soldier on or move through any sort of discomfort or obstacle to continue to achieve his goal. Now, moving on to the next element, which is liver, is the organ. He conducts most of his oversight or how he perceives his reality with this high trigger of anger. Anger is an emotion that he's contending with on a daily basis, and he tends to use that to sharpen his intention, because if you've ever been angry, you'll know it has a clarity to it, a sharpness, a refiner sort of viewpoint. Even though it is delusional in your own perception, you have a direction. You're able to be clear on your intention, even though the anger is the wrong catalyst. So anger is a driving force for his daily decisions and what he is doing in his everyday life. And of course, moving on to the next element, which is heart, we're contending with a lot of blockages, very much reflectant of his inability to emote his own emotions, disconnected from the earth and the universe, and which has sort of presented itself and manifested in somewhat of a physical ailment. And this is restricting his ability to transmit or to submit information from outside to inside or inside to outside, which makes it very limited for higher levels of consciousness in relation to his connection with everything around him. His intuition is not very good. He uses a primal instinct to basically direct him through his life. And this has now manifested into several different blockages which are related to the heart organ, and it's reflected to the fire element, which basically puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the heart and in turn will create complications on a physical level. And finally, we're moving on to the element which is his strong suit, is metal, which is the element that's reflected of the organs of lungs. And this is also very interesting that it has an intrinsic value that is very reflected on someone's ability to be very tactile and feel things. And his element is so strong that he's able to completely disconnect from anything around him. He's able to be laser focused using the catalyst of anger to dictate his direction. And quite frankly, he has quite a high level of sensitivity to elements, energy, frequencies. He's very, very sensitive to that, which is an indicator of how strong the metal element is. Now, what is not a very good indicator is the lack of or disconnection from the emotions that are part of the ultimate virtue that you want to acquire within the lung, the element metal, and of course, sadness, grief. There's a lot of disconnection from that. There's a lot of pain and suffering that he is contending with and he's internalizing. And even though he's internalizing it, which I find really profound, he is able to not let it manifest within his physical body. His constitution is very, very strong. Mind-blowing to me. I would refer to the fact that anything is possible. This is not typical of anyone that is suppressing these types of emotions. So be very aware that this is an unusual individual because he's not letting his intuition drive him. He has just this connection with the emotion of anger, which is able to drive his intention. And quite frankly, that mindset is working for him. As you can see, he's quite very successful in anything and everything that he puts in front of him in his endeavors. Now, there's a level of deception there, which might be more apparent to certain people that may be involved with working with him. But generally speaking, you have a profile of an individual that is kind of defying a lot of different things, from the spiritual all the way down to the physical and of course the energetic. So here we have it. I want to thank you guys for coming in. That was a quick overview, hopefully very insightful for anyone that is looking to take a closer look at the mindset and the aura energy of Grant Cardone. I am Taoist Master Sun Quinn. Don't hesitate to leave a comment and hit subscribe, and we will talk to you soon, my friends.